So here are the contents of my survival kit, totally laid out. This is my survival pack right here. It is a large Alice pack, and on the pack, I will start with the pack itself. I've got 2 canteens. I've got 1/2 gallon, more modern canteen, and then I've got on the other side one of the older style canteens. The reason I have this one, it is a little smaller, is because it comes with the stove that's in there. And I think you can actually see the stove is in there, and that's one way for me to boil water. This pack, fully loaded with the 2 canteens full of water, weighs just under 70 pounds. And it's a bit on the heavy side, but the Alice pack is really good at distributing that weight onto your legs. So to get right into it, starting on the back of the pack, I have the updated straps. They're a different camouflage pattern, and they are thicker than the original, so I'm glad that I have those on there. I have a peanut lighter, or a split pea peanut lighter by Maritac Corporation that takes lighter fluid. And then there's a P38 can opener here, just in case I need to open a can of food. And I've got a whistle here, a 2-tone whistle. It's loud, so that's what I've got on the outside there. Also on the side here, I've got just a strap with a buckle on here, a snap buckle. Just in case one of my other straps fails, I have a strap here just ready to go, or straps are just really handy to have sometimes, and it doesn't weigh hardly anything. In this upper area here, so there's Velcro right here, and what I will keep in here, in this area, is toilet paper. This is the toilet paper that I keep in there right now. It's actually paper towels that are folded in half. So, what's on the table here is basically what is in the outside pouches. Let's start with the outside pouches here. On the top left, this is my fire kit. This basically has a little waterproof package with 25 waterproof and stormproof UCO stormproof matches. These are available just about anywhere. They're really good, and I'm actually going to try to roll in, if I can, I'm going to roll in a demonstration of these right now with my daughter. So hopefully that rolls in here. We are going to have my 8-year-old daughter demonstrate the effectiveness of the UCO stormproof match. What we have here is a cup of water. She's going to demonstrate how they're not only waterproof and they burn for 15 seconds, but they literally will burn underwater. There you go. Dunk it in. Come on, dunk it in. Okay, now pull it up. See that? That's a match right there.
Take it.
That'll burn until it's burned out. Now these are expensive. They're about $3 per 25. So that's not exactly cheap, but you know what, for survival matches, they're pretty good. There, see? Yeah. There. I mean, you're gonna have some fire there. Okay, put it on.
That's how that puppy works, guys. That's how that puppy does it.
Okay, so hopefully that was a good demonstration for you. These will burn underwater. They are totally waterproof. I've got tinder in here, some wet fire, some cotton balls, and just regular Bic lighters here. So that is my main fire kit. The middle pouch right there on the outside, that is my lighting system. I have a few different headlamps in that, one by Princeton Tech that's really efficient on batteries. I've got the Petzl E-Light. If you never heard of this, highly recommend that you look this up, read a couple of reviews, and buy one. They're about 30 bucks. They take watch batteries, and you get about 70 hours of light out of them. Weighs less than an ounce, and it has a built-in retractable head strap. See? Then I've got my brighter light here. This is like a 100 lumen light. It's got a strobe, and it's just really bright if I need something brighter if I'm searching at night. So on the top right is knife. I've got a monocular here, and I've got a sharpening stone. This is called, I think, an Arkansas stone. It's just kind of a small little stone, and it's not really that great, but I would at least have some way to sharpen, in the field. So that could be very valuable. This is a little monocular. It's an 8 power by Bruniton. This is mostly scouting things out and for, who knows, hunting maybe. Then I've got my, I guess you would call it my survival blade. Give me a sec here while I pull this out. Going one-handed here. Some people might say that this little Schrade knife here, Hunter, is not going to be enough for survival, but you know what? I think it's going to be fine. It's bigger than a knife that I would normally carry, and it is a full tang and a fixed blade, and you know, you can get a good grip on it. It is really sharp. It's not the highest quality steel, but I don't have the money to throw a, you know, $150 or $200 knife in here right now. So I'm going to be satisfied with that knife for the time being. That's the top pouches. Now the bottom 3 pouches are bigger, and basically the bottom left pouch is the thing. I've got 2 handkerchiefs here, which are really nice to have. Lots of uses for those. This is just extra cordage. It's 420 feet of cotton twine. It's 3 pounds breaking strength. Just enough to tie little things together if you need to. 3 garbage bags. They're a really good quality bag. And then 2 ponchos. This one's been opened up and then stuffed back in again. So in the middle pouch, I've got my extra toilet paper. I have a liquid-filled compass. And by the way, I hate liquid-filled compasses because they always get air bubbles in them, eventually to the point where you can't use them reliably. So I'm going to switch everything over dry compasses only. I have these mechanics gloves here with a split leather, a little bit of hand protection for when you're sawing and cutting. If you get cuts on your fingers, that can be a real bad day. I've got sunglasses. Pretty self-explanatory. When you're out in the woods, if it's the winter time, you've got that glare off of the snow, and it can get really bright in the summer too, and it's just pretty much a necessity to have some kind of eyeglasses. Bugs, the Repel 100, it has 98% DEET in here, and it just really works well. My feeling is that this would probably work for my daughter and myself for about a week if we went sparingly on it and, you know, just tried to be careful. I've also got a mirror here that came off of a vehicle. It was going to be thrown away, and I recovered that. Why I favored this mirror over a different type of mirror, it was meant for a vehicle, therefore it's probably not going to scratch as easily, and it was already meant to kind of be outdoors and to be in the elements. That's why I have that, and it was also free, so can't beat that. Moving over to the next pouch, which would be the bottom right pouch on the Alice pack. This is my first aid and hygiene kit. Some people go really heavy on their first aid. I don't have a problem with that, but I think for myself, I understand some of my limitations, and I think I went realistic on my first aid kit. If I come into a really serious calamity where, you know, say I fall and I break an arm, or if I you know, am attacked by an animal, or if I'm shot, there does come a point where you know, I'm only going to be able to do so much. I think the items that I have in here go about as far as they can go with what I'm going to be able to do. One of the really good items that I do have in here is some quick clot. So if I was to get a really serious injury, I do have several packets of quick clot in here, and I could stop the bleeding on a pretty large wound, and then hopefully get to some help as soon as possible. And I also have things in here like crazy glue, which can be used to seal up skin, and then just a lot of hygiene items in here. I've got some Neosporin for cuts. So that's what I have. I think I've just, you know, done my best to really make a high potency, efficient hygiene and survival medical kit there. I've got this Camper's Body Wash. The reason that I bought this stuff for camping is because the container is actually made to not leak, and it's also made to be concentrated. It claims that 1 capful is enough to wash your whole body. So I haven't tried it yet, but that's what I'm going to take with. And also in that same pocket, I've got this little extra half-ounce backup Repel 100 as well. So same stuff as that, it's just an extra package. There are still some items that go on the outside, and that would be my sleeping bag and my tent. These are both high quality, not necessarily the most expensive, but definitely high quality. They're military surplus. This is the MSS sleep system in woodland camo. That's got a waterproof Gore-Tex bivy on the outside. I also have a sleeping pad that I cut to size and I put in the bivy. That sucker weighs about 10 pounds as it is, and I think it's weight that is well spent. I think it's really wise to have enough sleeping bag. Now, if it gets to be the really hot part of the summer, I could ditch one of the bags in there and lighten up a few pounds, you know. The other thing is my tent here. This is a Marine Combat 2-person tent. And again, I think this is really wise for me to carry this. It's about 10 pounds, which is a ton of weight, but even people that are experienced in bushcraft can spend anywhere from 3 to 6 hours on building a shelter. And you know, if I'm not just camping when I use this, if I'm in a bad situation, and I'm probably going to have a lot of other things going on, and I'm not going to want to be, you know, I'm already going to be sick to my stomach probably with what's going on. I don't want to have to worry about a shelter. So this thing pops up in 5 minutes. It can withstand, you know, heavy downpours of rain and high wind. So that's ready to go there. So that's an extra 20 pounds. It's on the outside of my bag, and I just strap them on, and I carry it. And I have carried the bag a bit, so I know how it is to carry it. When we're getting inside the kit here, we've got the food. And basically, you see here, I kind of tried to lay the food all out. Now we've got 2 rows of food here. We've got this bottom row, and we've got the top row. Now, the nice thing here is that the bottom row is completely instantly ready food. I don't have to cook it, I don't have to heat it, and I don't have to add water. I could actually just open the packages right now and eat it. And I haven't counted how many of each type of meal that I have. You know, I've got freeze-dried and dehydrated, and I've got instant potatoes and instant oatmeal, and I've got some drink mix packets and stuff. But I have 12 meals altogether, so that's really good. Plus, my daughter also has some of her own supplies that she carries to kind of lighten the burden. So that's basically what I have for food there. So half of it is going to need water. The other half I don't even need to heat or add water. So it's important to have some food that's ready to go. In the back there, we've got an 8x10 really light duty tarp. It's just light and it's extra, and that's just something that's really hard to duplicate when you're in the wilderness. So I feel that that's probably a good idea for me to have in with my kit. I have 2 pairs of socks there. Extra socks are important, and I carry them. Here, what this is actually a really interesting thing. I will unfold this. It's meant for gathering firewood. And what you do is you just lay it out, and then you lay your sticks in here, and then after you fill up enough, you just take this and wrap it around, and then you can carry with one hand as much as you could carry in like 3 full arm loads, you know, or whatever. You know, you can carry way more firewood with this thing. So I feel that this is an efficient tool, that this has a lot of bang for the buck, so to speak, for the weight. A lot of return on the weight and the size that I'm carrying. There's also a waterproof bag. I forget how many liters. I think it's like 20 liters, but it holds quite a bit. It's about the size of a 5-gallon bucket. Maybe a little smaller when it's unwrapped. Trying to move along here quickly. I've got this waterproof box that I bought at Walmart. And what I keep in here is basically my electronics, and I keep my notepad. With my notepad, I keep a pencil, not a pen, because pens are great for exploding and for leaking. And I don't want to ruin other equipment that I have, especially in a stressful situation. I carry, I think I've got 16 lithium, ultimate lithium AAA batteries. I've got 1 extra set of batteries for my Petzl E-Lite, and then I've got some ultimate lithium AA's and some other AAA batteries in there. So this is my batteries. I've got some walkie-talkies here that also take AAA's, and I have this little radio here, AM/FM radio, And I think that that's just super important to have as well, because you want to be able to keep up with what's going on. I mean, say that you left because of civil unrest. It would just be nice to know when maybe the situation has calmed down and you could, you know, go back to your house, you know, or if the situation is a, you know, who knows what, a government crackdown or whatever, use your imagination, I guess, you know, economic collapse. So this is just kind of like my little electronics and dry box here. And I keep that. Also, pretty much this bag right here is sort of like the heart of my system. It's a little mechanics bag. And basically what I keep in here, I took almost everything out, but there's a couple of flints and stuff that I have in here that I didn't take out, and an extra lighter, and there's a thermometer in there. This is just nice to have for curiosity. I also have these figure 9 paracord attachers here. What these allow you to do is to tension your paracord. If you're going to make a shelter, if you want to tie something up, it allows you to tension that just how you want it without making a knot. And there are several ways to use those. I also have a different style of figure 9s here that are plastic, and they still can hold up to, you know, some use. So they're really light. These ones are aluminum over here. So I've got 4 of each. And I also carry some instructions for them here, just on paper that came with it, because there are several different ways to use these things. So just in case I forget or something, I just take this with. They're easy to use, but there are different ways that you can use them, so I just take this with for that. What else I have in the bag is this metal container is a secondary container that I have. On top I've got the one with my canteen, and then I've got this metal container, and this is stuffed with junk food like you know, cookies and Oreo cookies and different things like that. So there's like another half of a meal worth of food in here, you know. And of course this food would be mixed in with whatever else you were eating. You wouldn't eat it all as, you know, one sitting, but it's about a half of meal worth of food, and a container that you can boil water in. And I measured it, and this thing will hold 4 cups. So that kind of tells you if you need 2 cups, you just fill it half full. This is my fishing kit here. I've got fishing line, I've got metal hook, and I've got these yo-yo fishing reels. I found these on YouTube, and people were just raving about them. I have never used them, but everything that I've seen about them says that they work great, and people love them. Basically, these allow you to tie your fishing lure to a branch of a tree or something over water, and then just walk away. And then when the fish bites the bait, it will actually reel the fish in for you. We've got some more cordage here. This is 420 feet of the same type of cotton twine that I have in my other package. I've got some more Strike Anywhere matches with waterproof nail polish on them. That's basically just extra cordage. And I do not have any 550 cord. What I carry is this other lighter paracord. This is 275 cord. It's commercially available, and it's modeled after the 550 cord, but it's half the weight and half the thickness and half the weight rating. So this is rated at 275 pounds breaking strength, which is still like overkill, you know, and this is 100 feet right here. So if I had 100 feet of full-on 550 paracord, it would be double the bulk and double the weight, and nobody really needs any cord that's that strong, you know. So I figure, why not get the length of cord rather than the, you know, the super weight rating, which I don't, in my opinion, 275 pound breaking strength is more than I'm ever going to need, and I can double it up if I really need to. I've got an extra 100 feet here. Oh, the other thing I didn't mention about this spool, this is a spool tool that's sold for paracord. It's patented, and they're overpriced. The spool is like 20 bucks. You can get them in different colors. I ordered mine in orange because all my smaller utensils and my different things I try to have in bright colors, because this isn't the kind of thing that people are going to see that are looking for you, but it's the kind of thing that you can lose when you are at camp. You know, when you're ready to pack up and leave camp, it's really easy to forget stuff. So I want all my smaller items to be brightly colored, so if they fall in the grass, that I can take one quick look around and see if I lost anything. So What this allows you to do, it's got a little razor blade right in there. You can just unravel your however much cord that you want off of here, slice it, and then there's a lighter to melt the end. So it's just like, works really nice. I've got an extra 100 feet of 275 cord. What do we got here? It'll say right on here, I'll get it in focus. 332 tactical cord, 4-core strand, 275 pound test. It's basically the same stuff as paracord, except it has 4 strands instead of the 7, and it's made out of a lighter, just a little bit lighter material. So that's 100 feet. This and this is 200 feet of that cord. This is an extra 50 feet of 275 cord, but this is high visibility reflective. So if I want to mark a trail or something like that, I can use this. It'll light up at night really well. It's got little the little lines on here. The darker lines are actually, if I can get it in focus, the little strips and the little lines in here are actually reflective, so they light up at night. So I tie that around a branch or a tree or something, and you have a little something to help. Hopefully you don't lose your trail. I've got some reflective tape here. This is meant for like trucks or vehicles and that. I figure I would just cut it up and then just, you know, who knows, tack it up to something, to a tree, as a trail marker, or to mark whatever you want to be high visibility. I've got 4 more hanks of 8-foot reflective paracord in a different color. Again, it's reflective. This actually came with the figure 9 carabiners, so that's why I have those. I have 2 saws made by Gerber. I've had good luck with these, except they do break pretty easily. So what I've done is I got 2 of them. So I've got 2 camp saws there. Another very important part, one of the most important parts of my kit, is this water filter by Sawyer. This is a 0.1 micron water filter, and it's rated for up to 1 million gallons, and basically comes with a little collapsible squeeze water bottle, and then just a little end cap on the end there. There's a few different ways you can use this. You can drink directly out of a stream. You can filter water, but with gravity. You can do whatever you need, and if the filter plugs up, it comes with this syringe, and basically what you can do is just put the syringe up to the other end and squeeze it back, flush it out the other end, and that will renew the filter. So this is just really nice to have. I've got some wire. I think this is like 25 feet here, this roll, and then I've got another 10 feet that I measured out before I bought the roll. I think I paid like $2 or $1 or something for this. And I've got a little sewing kit. And we're getting to the end. Now, this is a repair kit and the stake bag for the tent that I have. The reason I don't keep it with the tent is because I keep the tent strapped tightly to the outside of my bag, and this has a few little odds and ends in here that can get crushed. This is actually an item that I could leave behind if I didn't want the weight, but I feel that this gives a lot of capability for long-term use of this tent. This has the capability to repair almost anything that goes bad on the tent. I mean, literally, if a pole snaps in two, you can actually put it back together, and it's got some little sleeves that you can put over the broken part, and you can fix like 1 or 2 snapped poles. Also, there is extra cloth if you get a rip in a screen, if you get a rip in your rain fly, a rip in the floor. You've got stuff that's able to fix all of that. There's extra clips, buckles, snaps, anything that's associated with the tent is basically in the repair kit in there. And the military does have really nice repair kits with their tents. This is a head net, and it has insect shield on there. It's basically permethrin that's been impregnated into the fabric, and supposedly the permethrin will be effective for the expected life of the head net. It says up to 70 machine washings. The permethrin will stay effective. So I don't know if it will or not. I really got it just for the net. But if there's some insect repellent on there, that doesn't bother me. I've got a a camp jug, a 2-gallon camp jug. I might have to set up camp and then walk some distance to get water. So I've got my little means for hunting here. Basically what this is a Ruger 2245 Light. It's a 22 caliber pistol. Let me get that into focus here. So basically what this is really similar to the Mark series of pistols most people are familiar with. The 2245 is like the Mark III, but with a grip that is shaped like the 1911. For people that prefer that. But the Light model actually has this the upper frame here, and where the barrel is, this is all hollow metal here, and just the barrel is the only thing that is solid on there, and the barrel goes in the middle of this. And so basically that lightens up this gun an incredible amount, because most of these pistols are solid steel on the top, where this is just an aluminum shell. Also the base, the bottom, the lower receiver, I guess, is made out of polymer, so that just really makes for a very light gun. It's also windage and elevation adjustable. If I had some nail polish or something, I would probably paint the tip here, just so the tip and the sights, just so I could have better visibility with that. So what I've got with this pistol are 3 magazines. I've got one in the gun unloaded. I don't ever keep guns loaded unless I'm carrying them or something. And I've got 2 magazines up here. Each one of these bags has 100 rounds of 22 brass plated ammo, and I chose the brass plated because it's just cleaner in your gun. If you use the lead, the solid lead 22 stuff, it tends to foul the barrel, especially if you're shooting like you know, rapid fire, you know. I also have a little light little cleaning kit for this. This is, I think they call it a bore snake. You just basically drop the little brass end through the barrel, yank it out the other end. There's a little brush built right into the cloth on here, a little brass brush, like 2 of them built into the cloth, and it's just a good way to just to clean out your bore, just like, you know, on the go, you know, in the field. Have some way to kind of keep things operational. So I figured that was a good idea to have in there. So this is a really nice little kit too. I try to keep everything I can in its own packaging, so to speak. Like this has its own little bag. That way everything can kind of be taken out separately without messing up the rest of your contents. But basically all the ammunition and the pistol fit right into there. Got the little cleaning kit. Don't have any oil or anything, but you know, for now that's going to be good enough. Extra magazines, zips up, and you got a nice little package right there. This is just a little bit of precious metal, and this is just kind of my barter items right there. You know, this is just an item that's really up to the individual. I mean, it's really just whatever you can afford to put in there. But I do feel that it's a well thought out kit. I think it's a realistic kit. And I think there's still definitely room for improvement. But I think it covers most of the bases, which are obviously shelter is the very first thing that you are going to need. Then you're going to need water, and you're going to need food. You know, if you have all of those things covered, you can live indefinitely. What?
Protection.
Oh, right. Yeah, my daughter mentioned a need for protection, although I do have that pretty much covered.
Food, water, and protection.
That has basically been a tour of my survival kit. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My videos might not be quite as entertaining as some of the other people that are really skilled at video making on YouTube, but I hope at the very least it was informative. And if you have any improvements or suggestions for improvements, yeah, feel free to leave a comment, because I'm always looking to improve. By no means do I believe that I have reached the pinnacle of success here. So, thank you. This has been Toprun95. Talk to you later. Want to say goodbye?
Bye.